Islamic festive celebrations of Eid Al-Fitr is here again, and along with it comes the annual philanthropic gesture from the Member of Parliament for Asin Central, Honorable Kencity Media, to Muslim communities across the Greater Accra region and other parts of the country. On Wednesday, the group chairman of Kencity Media Limited, in what has become custom, shared with some Muslim communities his widow's mite as they herald the end of the Ramadan period at the forecourt of the Kencity Media building at Medina. The items presented included 2,000 bags of 5-kilogram rice and 4,140 bottles of cooking oil. Among the recipients include the office of the National Chief Imam and over 40 selected communities from all over the country, mainly in the Greater Accra region. After a month of abstaining from food and water, Muslims around the world celebrate the end of Ramadan with a feast. This year, Ramadan began on the evening of Monday, April 12. Eid, which is Arabic for feast or festival, is celebrated by Muslims to mark significant events in the Muslim lunar calendar. The 9th month, commonly known as Ramadan, Muslims far and wide observe fasting from dawn to dusk. Eid Al-Fitr is the festival of the breaking of the fast where family and friends come together to indulge in a spread. Eid Al-Fitr is also a time when Muslims are encouraged to forgive and seek forgiveness. Speaking during the presentation ceremony, Honorable Kencity Media said this presentation is in tradition with what he has been doing every year. He used the occasion to entreat Muslims and Christians to keep the beauty of living in peace and harmony among themselves and avoid divisive tendencies.
Yo, ene yeshia mu a emse ochina ene yedi Eid Al-Fitr. Emse afie bia ye. Nti ene nso emre NET2 a e wo se yenuanom kremofo enyo bia na benye sika ato emu anasa anwa. Nti yedi nneoma kakra so mase a omso kwa no machicha mafiefie omo mu niska enkoto bi no no mo nso e de adi Eid Al-Fitr. Nti ye baya just as we've been doing for the past 8 years or so, we are here to repeat the same thing, just to help our Muslim brothers and sisters to celebrate their festivity. Inti ene baya yenioma kakra idiaba yedibema yenuanom kremofo no emwa Ghana na ma asumdwe emra. Nansen mate propaganda bi a ekoso Muslims and Christians. Mesre mo say moma asumdwe emra Ghana. Christians any Muslims ye nyina ye baako. Obi a political party bi a obepese obe use one religion. E dia say nuoma ma yasumdwe a yenya wo Ghana ha no ato asene bi a yesre mo. Moma ye ninna ho te se aboa wo. Na ye mo mu hu se adwene a nyankopon de ma wo mu yenso obi wetrim asumdwe a ye wom Ghana Muslims and Christians atena so many years bibia mai na saying school sem kakrantino at the big division and eba and there modi Eid Al-Fitr mo be bompaye ama oman Ghana nyina say oma unity emra yimo ne ntena te se ne ya tena fefefe over the years me maka say me fie me were Christians fa and I'm more Muslims fa. Alright. Ti me di Eid Al-Fitr na masa ko di bro nyanso aka.
He also called on the celebrants during the Eid Al-Fitr to be mindful and adhere to the COVID-19 protocols and measures so as to avoid a catastrophic outcome from the celebrations.
Se afiaso a mudi mo afishiana ba moma ye observe ade ni ye anye sa wo hwe ne asi wo India for kodi wo ma fashe enene akofa yade no asa bakesi ndi amomi entity mu ye nhye max no me ma wo me de mienu no nyina ndi na mayi am no kase ayesa ka minyi momi ye nhye max no anye sa wa hwe ne ye enigi a yede ye Eid Al-Fitr na akodan awerho amai ene India for wo ma bosoma kase nyina no wo mu tutugu wo ma hu se abosom no ni amwa wo nyankopon so wa maye adwen wa boye se ne seso nti yan hwe ne seso no ne yamfa ni emra no so na emwa ye ne ankasa ya sitinam ya hoodin yampum eye din na se wo nkwamu a enkwa ahoodin wo mu a ne ya hwere no 2020-2021 biano yɛwɔ nkɔm a nyame inshallah yɛbɛtumi atete ka temesramo mumma yɛni Eid Al-Fitr no na mmom yɛ observe protocols COVID protocols ni yie sɛnea anigye no ɛnkɔdan awerɛhoɔ.
Representatives of various Muslim communities shared their thoughts on the magnanimous gesture from the Asin Central MP.
Nami enshirano, nami entunumpum, juma oye biano, bebia onya wei eri mayeno, nami nshanuma, embe kwa bebile mano, otanfo ode ni nsa ebeba ka Kennedy o Japan so, nyankopon enka tanfo nkɔhye mpoachi, sebeda na ase, wei oye de bia. Aside wei so no, yebesa agina wei so, aka se enye sala nkoa na Kennedy Japan eboa.
Quantity, Saman quantity, Yamiman DMP need check. Yamiman DMP need check. Yamiman quantity, Yamiman BPA, Yamiman Chen and Maka. Because every year, Pia, do I am man, Yantiminka. Every year, Pia, or Yamo, Pia, or Pia, and Tia de Rajas pass. Kennedy, do I equal Yamiman quantity, Yamima that you be a president. Kennedy saying, "Oh, your president, young bread that."
And as I say, I'm Miss Onu, not Fidia, no only Miss Muslims. Yako, Yachilia, na Edusamria, Adoya warrior, or Debois, Yeniano Muslim for no, and Miss Yanenqua, every year, the honorable way. And to know Ayanasia, Yemubia one year about the bois, Senator and Yoman Eberco, Biesa Echo, Anthony Waha, and Miss Media. Kencity Media minimum newaha. Sana be hwa bibia beko jojo. Enti no eye nase na ye de ma no. Ono so no oni na dwuma efo Nyankopon emma no ho ban. Na omma na hoden. Emse Nyankopon ama ne bibia wie. Te se na ye sra ni se omma no kwantente ne ahoden.
Government, in partnership with the World Bank, has handed over 20,000 wheelchairs to the Ghana Federation of Disabilities Organizations as part of ongoing interventions to improve their livelihoods and well-being. The manual and powered wheelchairs to be distributed by the Ministry of Health through the various district health directorates will enhance personal mobility, a precondition for enjoying human rights and living in dignity. It will equally assist persons with disabilities in becoming more productive members within their communities. Handing over the wheelchairs at a brief ceremony in Accra on Tuesday, Vice President Mahmoud Bawumia, assisted by the Minister of Health, Honorable Kweku Agyeman-Menu, and Dr. Anthony Sedo, World Bank country lead for Ghana, Liberia, and Sierra Leone, said the donation was further evidence of government renewed commitment to building a fair and inclusive society, which ensures that all citizens share in the country's wealth and prosperity, irrespective of their background.
Without a doubt, the past 1 year has been challenging for many of us because of the COVID-19 pandemic. Problems of social equity, how to defend the weak and most vulnerable in society, how to provide social housing, how to improve equitable access to health care to all citizens in the country, regardless of where they live, how to ensure increased access to the education of all Ghanaian children, have always been at the core of our social policy challenges. These challenges have always been there. COVID-19 just amplified the challenges. As we are all aware, persons with disabilities are always confronted with these challenges, which prevent them from having a decent quality of life and fulfilling their true potential. The government of Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo is not insensitive to these challenges, hence the implementation of several initiatives to ease and to eliminate the obstacles many of you face in your everyday lives.
The Vice President used the opportunity to enumerate some initiatives undertaken since 2017.
Some of the initiatives that we have implemented since 2017 include the following. We promised that we would increase by 50% the share of the District Assembly Common Fund to the disabled, and we have done so. In 2020, government presented 4 million Ghana cedis to 2,000 disabled men and women entrepreneurs, 1,000 men and 1,000 women, under the Presidential Empowerment for Entrepreneurs with Disability. They received financial support and training to build their capacity and enhance their competitiveness under the Presidential Empowerment for People with Disabilities.
Dr. Bawumia assured the disabled community in the country that government is committed to remove existing barriers that confront them in their personal and collective development. Citing World Health Organization reports which indicates that the foremost cause of disability is road accidents, Vice President Bawumia expressed worry that such accidents, particularly from motorist accidents, do not only cause death but could also leave occupants and innocent pedestrians disabled.
I therefore urge road users to abide by traffic rules and regulations. A great mind once said that nothing is of greater importance than the conservation of oneself. I also employ the National Road Safety Authority and the Ghana Police Service to help curb this menace. Drivers and increasingly motorbike riders are not respecting pedestrian crossings. They will not yield for even children or the elderly to cross the road. Therefore, let us remind ourselves that to walk is a right, to drive or ride is a privilege.
Defense Minister Dominic NET2 has refuted the allegations of harassment on some small-scale miners by the Ghana Armed Forces. Speaking at a press briefing on Tuesday, the minister insisted that the military officials sent out by the incumbent government to clamp down on illegal mining do not go intimidating miners who have legitimate licenses to operate. In recent times, there have been complaints that the water bodies that were regaining their natural state at the height of the fight against Galamsey are becoming polluted again due to increasing activities of illegal miners at various parts of the country. According to Dominic NET2, the over 200 military and police officers are fully briefed and complying with the rules of engagement laid down by the government. Therefore, small-scale miners who comply with the instructions are not disturbed.
The first phase of the Operation Halt 2 began on the 28th of last month, and which was April, and ended on 31st of April. And I gave you the breakdown on some of the items that were seized and destroyed. We, as I said before, we don't intend to bring any equipment home. If any equipment will be seized, it's just for the purposes of prosecution. Otherwise, all equipment will be destroyed on site. 100 meters to the river bodies on both flanks, and within the river body, every equipment will be destroyed. That is the order the armed forces have, and they will continue to do that. I'm here again to give you an update on what has happened, because the armed forces undertook a second operation last Friday, Saturday, and ended on Sunday. And it's my privilege and my duty to brief the country on what transpired within those 3 days. So the phase 2 of the operation was conducted on the asteroid rivers Pra, as well as the tributary of Pra, which is the river Ofin. So from Chufupraso, they took to the left. If you were to look at Ghana map facing the north, they took to the left and did the part of the river Pra that was not concluded, and continued on river Ofin towards Daboase, and ended at Daboase, which is the junction between river Oda and river Pra, if my geography serves me right. But if you know the map of Ghana, where you begin from River Bia, Ankobra, River Pra, Densu, and finally end at the place, most of the rivers to the west of Accra are totally destroyed. And as the Minister for Lands and Natural Resources said, it is in our interest as a country to restore these waters back to the original form in which we made them, this generation. The damage that these people are causing to the people. Can you imagine the kidney problems that the people who are living around that area will get? Because Ghana Water, unfortunately, I don't even know whether they're able to refine water and clear this, things like mercury and cyanide. I don't even know. So you can imagine the damage that these people are causing to the kidneys of the young people in the area.
The Defense Minister called for the intensification and extension of Operation Halt to all tributaries of major river bodies to prevent the return of illegal miners to the water bodies. Mr. NET2 said the ministry has come to the realization that the tributaries of major river bodies have been destroyed more than the rivers themselves.
Impact of this operation has been very substantial, as excavators and other mining equipment that were used to perpetuate the illegal mining activities within the red zone, that's the restricted areas, to River Ofin and Pra, were destroyed. And when the Recce team went back, as Kojo said, to check on the River Pra, essentially champagnes and people have not returned. And we'll keep monitoring to see whether they will return. But so far, all the area of operation that has happened, they have not yet returned, and we hope they will not return. The illegal miners obviously disregarded government directive to stop illegal mining and remove all equipment within the red zone of the rivers. Several Galamsey pits along the rivers have been abandoned as a result of the military presence. This is a good sign of massive success, but surveillance will continue to be maintained to ensure the sanity of the areas that are cleared. The operation will continue until we are fully satisfied that the objectives of His Excellency the President has been achieved.
The Minister for Lands and Natural Resources, Samuel Abujinapo, for his part, indicated that the Ghana Armed Forces have been given the responsibility of overseeing the decommissioning and demobilization of the equipment used for illegal mining. According to him, he would rather refer to the exercise as decommissioning and demobilization of equipment and not simply burning of excavators, as it is being called.
There's been a big debate in the country about, I don't call burning of excavators. I don't use that word. I call it decommissioning or demobilizing of equipment which are used for illegal mining. The Ghana Armed Forces are engaged in the decommissioning and demobilizing of equipments which are used for illegalities in our country, and that is how I want to approach it. Now, well, the discourse is ongoing, but I will humbly suggest that perhaps we should also ask the question: what will an excavator be doing on River Pra? What will an excavator be doing on River Ofin, or a champagne be doing on River Pra? Ghanaians and all of us, I will respectfully submit that we should interrogate the issue from that point before we get to the stage of what has happened to that excavator, and that is it right or wrong to decommission that excavator.
The Ghana Armed Forces have destroyed excavators, shankfans, and other heavy equipment used for illegal mining activities in some regions recently, which has stirred public debate on what to do with equipment and logistics in the fight against illegal small-scale mining. The equipment and excavators were seized at Praso on the River Pra, according to the minister.
The Member of Parliament for Ibuakwa South constituency, Honourable Gifty Chum Ampofo, has opined that the Akufo-Addo-led government has delivered majority of its promises and it's still delivering amid the COVID-19 pandemic, hence not relenting on its efforts of fixing the country. The MP, who was also a Deputy Minister Designate for Education, made these statements when she commissioned and handed over a modern 2-unit kindergarten block and a 3-unit JHS classroom block and office at Sinobi and the Chim Abuabo, respectively, with funding from the Ghana Education Trust Fund. Earlier, Gifty Chumampofo, together with the Ibuakwa North Municipal Assembly, also commissioned a fully furnished 2-unit kindergarten block with ancillary facilities for the new Tafo Islamic School school and was funded fully from the district performance assessment tool for the great performance within the assembly in 2019. The edifice was officially commissioned by Osaberima Idusei Pisa IV at Chimtafohene for the community's use. Gifty Chumampofo also donated an industrial overlock and knitting machines to dressmakers in Nobi to enhance their productivity in their professions. The MP said the new infrastructure will help in the accessibility of quality education for all.
Commissioned 2 school buildings with get funding. We had a KG at Nobi, modern ultra modern KG at Nobi, well furnished, and also a modern 3 unique classroom block at Abuabo. And I'm glad to say that the modern JHS 3 unique classroom that we're building under Nana Danko Kufuado's government provide the headmaster a much more comfortable air conditioners in the headmaster's office. And the furniture in the classrooms are modern and very stable to facilitate teaching and learning, to ensure that in spite of where a child is from, the child should get basic education, and it should also be quality, to ensure that both the urban, the peri-urban and the rural folks are going to perform almost equally and continue their education.
Speaking to the media, Mrs. Gifty Chumampofo disclosed that the facilities were funded through the Ghana Education Trust Fund, adding that she was committed in making education accessible to the deprived areas. She expressed gratitude to President Akufo-Addo for making education his top priority in the country. Honorable Gifty Chumampofo admonished the Educational Directorate and all stakeholders to ensure that the facilities and equipment are put to the best use and adapt to the best maintenance culture.
I want to seize the opportunity to appeal to the communities, teachers, as well as the students themselves, who are the direct beneficiaries of these facilities, to take good care of them. As President Nana Akufo-Addo is fixing the economy and fixing the country in spite of COVID, let's all of us also take care of the little that we're able to share with our communities.
The Municipal Director of Education, Mrs. Abena Jamina, thanked the President and the MP for their enormous contribution to education in the municipality. She further promised to ensure that the facilities and equipment are put to the best use and practice the best of maintenance culture. Osaberima Idusei Pisa IV at Chimtafohene congratulated the MP for the beautiful edifice given to the constituency. He's of the view that government plans towards education cannot be overemphasized and need to be applauded. He used the occasion to plead with the MP to accelerate her efforts to complete the remaining projects yet to see its completion to enhance standard living of the people.